Hello and welcome to a special edition of Entertainment Update. I'm your host, I'm Andre Hollywood Evans, and today we're going to be talking about the music industry and how much it's changed over the past few decades. First, there was Motown, then there was Death Row. Now we have Mass Movement. And here today, our special guest, Mr. Guy Legacy and Pretty Poison, will be telling you all about Mass Movement and what it entails. Thank you for being on the show, taking time out of your busy schedule. I know things get kind of crazy in the
Thank you
city.
for having us.
You know. Oh yeah. I guess everybody's asking, what exactly is Mass Movement?
I will let the CEO break that down first.
Pretty Poison.
All right, so basically, Mass Movement, it is an organization. It's not a record label.
Okay.
It's a bunch of entrepreneurs, artists, photographers, videographers, models. That's basically coming together and working towards the same common goal. So that's
Okay.
what it is.
Oh, great.
Yeah, a lot
Thanks.
of people don't know. They're like, oh, you guys a record label? No.
Now,
So,
how long has Mass Movement been inactive?
I think it has been about 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're still fairly new. Okay.
Yeah, still fairly moved, but definitely moving.
Now, do you have any projects that you're working on yourself?
I do.
Okay.
Actually, I actually just met someone the other day. I'm going over, some beats and,
Okay.
the production and just trying to get a feel of the right type of sound. And then of course, I'm into my acting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Oh, you're talented.
I
Oh,
am.
okay.
I'm
We
more,
have a lot of that here in
right,
Boston.
I'm more behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
now I'm like, I'm gonna start, stepping out a lot more. And then, I dabble with the modeling too. So.
Okay. Ah, very well rounded. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so what can we look forward to?
Well, you can definitely look forward to new music
Mm-hmm.
and movies.
Okay.
Definitely the movie scene. So yeah, the new music is coming.
All right.
I've been gone from the music for a while.
Oh yeah.
But,
yeah, kind of
but
same here.
right.
So-
But now you can definitely look forward to that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Coming from me, anyway.
Okay. Mr. Guy Legacy.
What's poppin'?
Yeah, you are. I've been hearing a lot about you. So okay, who is this Guy Legacy? You know, I keep hearing. Okay, what is your role in all of this?
Well, for Mass Movement, I do public relations. I also am like an A&R. I'm always listening for new talent.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a funny story with the whole Jeanne thing too. So one day, I was on Facebook, going through different pages and stuff. I'm seeing, she's an artist, so I'm
Okay.
like, let me request her.
Okay.
So we start talking. We exchange numbers. She's like, oh yeah, I sing, I could do this. So I'm like, let me hear something.
Okay.
So she blows my mind away.
Ah.
So, thinking Poison. I'm like, let me call Poison. So she knows Poison. So we called Poison. Poison, already knows her, but Poison didn't know I had her on three-way. So she just started singing. Poison was like, okay, who is this? And I was like, Jeanne, and but Jeanne is great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. But yeah, so those are my main roles. I try to get shows and link radio interviews here and out of state and things like that. Like we did stuff out in New York. Right now, Las Vegas, they want us to come
wow.
out there on their TV show, like in the summertime. And also, I'm working on Virginia. Out there and stuff like that. They're trying to have us perform out there on a show called Super TV.
Okay.
Yeah, so doing all that stuff.
You
and
guys are
just-
doing big things.
Yeah, trying to connect everybody.
What is your
together.
primary focus right now as far as mass movement is? When you say mass movement, is it just for just Massachusetts, or you? I know you go
Everywhere,
places, but
everywhere. Not just Massachusetts, everywhere, state to state,
Right.
Los Angeles.
It actually stands
Vegas.
for the masses.
The masses. Yep.
It's not even Massachusetts. It's
Yep.
the masses.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Right.
I like that. All right.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just tuning in, you're watching Entertainment Update. If you have any inquiries, please log on to our website at www.thebeantv.com. That's thebeantv.com, dedicated to Boston, the window of the community. Now, you guys are in the music business, obviously. You're making good music here. But what is your take now? I mean, when I was in the business, there was a time You know, growing up in Boston, everybody was trying to be a new addition. Everybody was trying to be new kids on the block. But we were told constantly you had to go to New York to get a record deal. You want entertainment lawyers, you got to go to New York. You want this, you got to go to New York.
Right.
A&R, you got to go to New York. But you guys are pretty much, it seems like to me, you guys are changing that whole phase.
Yes.
You know, where you have venues in Boston that's available for artists that are looking to get put on and to get
Yes.
established. But back then, it was different. And you know, had record labels, you had A&R. Everything has changed so
Right.
much.
Yeah.
The music is not even real anymore. I hate
No,
to say that, but
no.
everything is so much changed. And that's one of the things about Entertainment Update is that we want to try to understand how the transition took place. How did it get from when you had representation to everybody's just doing their own thing? You know, it's like people, you know, produce their own music. I think the biggest mistake the labels made is when they started letting artists produce their own music and set up their own distribution. They lost control, and that's why they started becoming extinct. And I'm just hoping that for future reference, you know, mass movement is something that's going to always be around and not allow technology to come in and take over your entity.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
Right.
And that's why I can't stress enough the importance of, it's not about so much industry, but it's about music, making good music.
Good quality
and we
music.
Need, yeah, exactly. And we need people like yourselves who can continue that. And, you know, because artists are coming everywhere and they're all over the place and they need representation.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a record label, but you don't really have to be a label, just some type of a complex, if you will, for lack of a better word,
Yes.
to be able to provide the platform for artists to come in and express themselves through music, because 90% of all artists love music. They're either from Berkeley,
Yep.
you know, Emerson, people that go to learn how to deal with broadcast music. Anything, broadcast media is all about incorporating the music.
Right.
You know? And we
Yes.
really need that so desperately here in Boston. We're like number 6 on the roster for in the marketing aspect of it. New York, I think, is like number 1 or number 2,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell me some of the things you look to get out of this in the future. Mass movement itself as an entity, other than just music production and other things you're trying to get involved in, like filming, television, or what other avenues have you thought about
Just
trying to pursue?
everything. Like, there's a lot of things we're getting involved with too outside of music, like things for the community. Like that's one big thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like
We did a walk for
once,
sickle cell.
yep, we did the
yeah.
stop the handgun violence.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Then we're doing something in April for the homeless at
Oh,
the Strand
wow.
Theater.
April
Okay.
21st. That one's
So
supposed
yeah,
to be.
we do stuff within the community. Honestly, for me, when I started Mass Movement, I just wanted to bring something major here because I feel like we don't really have nothing major. And like you were
true, right.
saying, we always have to run and leave and go elsewhere.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's my main goal with the Mass Movement is to bring something corporate and major here. So that's definitely one of my things that I'm pushing for.
Okay.
And I didn't want to make it a label because that gets a little too complex.
Yes,
But
yes.
later down the line, it can become that. But right now, I'm looking at it more as a stepping stone and a way to bring unity to people and for all of us to actually help each other. Because you can't really move, you can't do too much by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
that right.
Yeah.
So if you got an army behind you, it makes it even easier.
To strengthen
You
numbers,
know,
definitely.
yeah. So that's really the direction that I was going in when I came up with Mass Movement. Yes.
So it's definitely a movement. It's definitely taking it to a different level.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
I like that. What else do you see in the future for mass movement? Anything else? It's like, because I'm myself, well, just to tell you a little bit about Bean TV is Boston's Entertainment Arts Network television. It covers all different aspects, fashion, comedy. It's a television network, sort of like where BET left off.
Right.
You know, Viacom said, here, here's $3 billion. Robert Johnson walked away. I was like, oh, wow, really? But unfortunately, you know, BET is not BET anymore.
Right.
MTV, same thing. Everything has changed. We don't have
Everything's
nobody to look up to. So what I'm trying to say, it looks like if we put our heads together, it looks like we're just going to have to do it ourselves. We can't no longer rely on Death Row. We can't rely on Motown. We can't rely on
Yes.
MCA Records, Mary J. Blige, or Def Jam, or all those labels,
Boy,
all the
all that.
icons that we looked up to, Jay-Z, Tupac, or whoever, we got to do it ourselves.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Where do you see yourselves in that interim? Say 2 to 3 years from now. Do you think we can pick up where they all left off? Do you think
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, you know what's so crazy? We have a lot of talent here.
Yes, we do.
We actually have a lot
Yes.
of different opportunities and things like that. Like, I've come across so many different people, and I'm like, wow, if you came over here and you came over here and we did this together, we could do this. You know what I'm saying? Because all it takes is skills and everybody to move on the same accord.
Same
That's all it
page.
takes. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna make noise. You definitely gonna move. People, you're gonna be seen. You know what I'm saying? And the more you continue to stay moving, people actually come to you. You don't even have to go looking.
That's
They're
true.
like, hey, come over here. How can we help? How can we be a part? You know what I'm saying? Once they see you actually taking what you do seriously and you moving, it's not that hard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So for me, it's more or less about connecting with the right people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then piecing it together.
Interesting.
She's definitely right about people coming to you, because a lot of people is always coming to me in the inbox like, hey, what do you guys do? Could you help me
Right,
out
'cause
with
they
this?
see us doing something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, it's just too bad people like Gangstar had to move to New York. Because he said some nasty things about Boston. And he's like, oh, he's born and raised in Four Corners. And he grew up here, but he didn't. But I think I also understand the reasoning behind it, because he didn't get no love here at all.
Yeah, there's a
All
lot
them
of
shows he did at the Strand, all them other places, but he never got no love. So what did he do? He go to New York. Like, again, earlier as I said about people just getting constant advice, oh, you got to go to New York to be successful, as well as getting labels and all that. He went to New York and started claiming New York. Oh, yeah, I'm from New York. I was like, what? And he came with Big Shug in Boston.
Yep.
He had was the old Avalon and Lansdowne.
Yeah.
So, yo, gee, what's going on, man? You just totally forgot about
Right.
it. And he actually broke it down. He was like, well, you know what? Everybody can't make it out of Boston. Boston just don't have the right resources. They don't
Right.
have the venues. They don't have this. They don't have
Yep.
that. But
Yep.
that was back in the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
They
again.
definitely have. Now, you know what's crazy? You don't even need a major record label anymore.
That's true.
There's so many artists that, that's in the
independent.
forefront, and
produce
they're
their own music and
independent.
set up their own
They're
distribution.
doing
They
their
got their
own
own-
their
They're
own
doing now.
thing. You know what
They're
I
not
mean?
even signed with the
What is it?
majors.
Chance
No.
the Rapper. He did it. He
Yeah.
did his
Chance
thing.
the- yeah.
A lot of people are independent. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised. A lot of these rappers, they're independent. They're not even with a label. You know what I mean? And they still moving. I think mainly what a major record label will do, of course, they give you a bigger platform. You know what I mean? They have more reach. But nowadays, with the social media, the reach is crazy.
Yep.
You can do a lot on your own these days.
That's true.
They have all these ways you can get paid, TuneCores and SoundClouds and
Yep.
all CD babies.
You could get paid off.
If
of
you
YouTube.
set it up
Yeah.
properly and correctly, and you got your team behind you pushing the way they need to push, your money's going right in your pocket. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you definitely have to invest in
huge
yourself.
issue. TLC got robbed by LaFace
Oh,
Records.
yeah.
Tony Braxton.
Who's
A lot of
that?
them-
The manager that managed them. There was a female. She's Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Yeah,
Pebbles,
she's
yeah. And it's like everybody got robbed. Everybody did. All labels are taking a bigger
everybody.
percentage than what the
And
royalties.
that's why everyone was like,
Well,
oh no, we're doing the independent.
You know what that was
Yeah.
about, though? Nobody knew the business.
Right.
Exactly.
Nobody
They
knew the
signed
business.
they were so quick to sign a contract.
Yep.
And most
But
of
they
them
didn't
was
understand
young.
what they were signing.
They was
Exactly.
young.
Most of them was young, and I'm sure their family didn't know too much about it.
Yeah.
So it was lack of acknowledgement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So lack of knowledge. So I think now for me, I always say, like, the people who I work with, who's a part of my team, the business is more important than the music.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And
The
with that,
music is fun. You can do it all
Oh,
day,
yeah. I
all
love music,
night.
yeah.
But if you don't know nothing about the business, how are you gonna? You can't get paid. You can sing and dance all you want to. If you don't know how to put it together, and make the money work for you and make your time work for you, it's pointless. You know what I mean?
Everybody got caught up, and it was them being young. And same thing with NWO, and they got play. Oh, they're gonna get you. They're gonna put this money in front of you. Be like, okay, we like you.
Here's
$50,000
here's
for
a
each
car.
of y'all. Here's a car.
Here's a car.
50,000.
time right there.
Yeah.
50,000?
Here, you guys, and we'll sign you. So us being young, like them being young, you know, they're young. They never seen that much money, you know? So they're like,
Seems
oh,
like a
yeah,
lot.
we'll sign.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, especially if you're 16, 17,
Right.
whatever.
Of course,
Right.
yeah.
And
Right.
so,
Kind of.
oh, yeah, we're going to sign. We're going to see more of this and even more. And little
But
do they
now
know, when reality hits, they're going to be, you know what I'm saying, kicking themselves. That's why the business part is important. You got to learn the contracts, everything, because business is number one over the music part. Like she said, if you don't got that together, you're screwed. You could sell $50 million and only get 500 or 5,000 on your check.
If that, because a lot of them
If
don't
that.
even know what to do to get paid for it.
Right.
They don't even know that part. But
That's why a lot of artists crossed over from music to acting.
To acting.
Like
They
Ice
do
Cube, Ice-T,
LL Cool J.
Yeah, all of them.
yeah,
just started
but that's a
crossing
bigger
over.
check.
That's a big.
It
That's
is a
whole,
bigger
That's
check.
another
bigger
different
check.
world.
Yep.
That acting's
What's
a
this?
different world.
Whoever did
Music
Black
is
Panther.
definitely good, but the acting,
That's
it's a
the
different
money.
world.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally different world. Totally different world.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the networks are a lot like the music industry too, because record labels was all about record sales. Television's all about ratings. You know what I'm saying? How many people actually watch your program?
Right.
But now you got social media out here, so that kind of you know helps the artist who is trying to pursue a career,
Right.
helps him to be able to make better decisions looking forward, because he's got all these different avenues.
Right.
You know, that's what's changed so much in the business, just entertainment overall.
Right.
I mean, what is your take on entertainment? From your experience, what do you see?
For nowadays,
Yeah.
I feel like everything in the entertainment game is all messed up. Music, everything's all messed up. They got these artists selling their souls to the labels,
Yeah.
doing all this craziness and rainbow colored hair and dressing in dresses and brain, like, I'm not with that. I'm from like a real era of music, you
Yeah,
know.
same
I'm into
here,
the
same here.
quality,
I'm
like
not
I
with
can't, I don't
that.
even pay attention to that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's going in another direction that's not good.
Like hip hop.
Yeah.
They're trying to shut down hip hop.
Yeah, they're trying
Why?
to.
What is that all about? What are they doing with
It's
hip hop?
even more than that.
It's
it's
deeper
even
than that.
deeper than
Always
that.
said
Yeah.
hip hop is dead, but I think hip hop's in a coma, really. to be honest
They're
with you.
blocking what the radio stations is doing, and my friend from Canada was telling me this. Out in Canada, his cousin's a DJ, so
yeah.
his DJ went to the radio station, and the program director was like, "Oh, well, we're not gonna play this. We're gonna block. We're not gonna play KRS-One." They got like a list of certain people they're not gonna play. So all the hip hop, it's there. They're just trying to like hide it, keep it locked away. It's out there. You know, and it's messed up because the songs that you'll hear that they're trying to block are dope.
But they have versions, clean versions.
They got
radio
clean
versions.
but
What's the problem?
The thing is, the songs make sense. It's not mumble
much
rap. It makes sense. You can understand it. It's not mumble rap. They got a message,
yeah,
and they make real party songs. They still got party songs out there too.
Yeah, they do.
But
Yeah.
they got a list of artists they're blocking from getting played. That's what I got told,
Interesting.
and it's messed up.
What do you think? What do you think the future's gonna lie for hip hop? Do you think there's a way that you said everything's messed up? Is there a way, or do you see a way to have it fixed? Do you see any like solution? Well, we already know what the solution is, but do you see it happening for the
I see
future of
it
music?
happening?
Just in
I just
general.
I just feel like all the real MCs, everybody just all need to have one big meeting, all come together and just take over. They know what to do. They've been in the game. They're still
Right.
relevant.
Yeah.
Nas and everybody's still relevant.
true.
Everyone's
Right.
That's
you
true.
know, and that's what they gotta do, you know. P. Diddy, he's still around, you know,
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
gotta he got money, he got Revolt. So he be looking out for local art, doing different, putting like real people on. He got his own TV looking out.
Right,
so he
right,
got the
right.
money. Master P got money.
Yes.
So it takes all the guys like that to come together and get it out there, Create your own big FM where it'll reach all over the place. Create
There
your,
you go.
you
Your
know,
own platform,
a
right.
newer MTV, your own MTV, a new
Right.
beat,
There you go. Right.
So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of them and That's how I feel, and then I'll feel like he'll get back in the right direction. But if it's
Okay,
still
yeah.
gonna be like this the next 3 years, and then something worse, I feel like something worse is gonna be coming after the mess with dealing with
Yeah, I
now.
know, because the younger generation's picking up on it. It's, oh, is that how they do it? You know,
Yeah.
walking around with pink strips
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
the whole.
strips
That's
and-
why I said it's much more than music.
It's
like,
much more
Yeah.
than music.
It's
yeah.
like they're even trying to sway the black man into something
Mm.
else. You know what I mean? So I think it's much more deeper than just music.
Mm-hmm.
Even the things that they play on television now.
I
Yep.
know.
The stuff that you
Oh,
see on there, we
don't
even get me
never
started
seen
with
that,
that.
growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So
Stuff.
I just think that it's a lot deeper than music, and they're using music as a way to push something else out.
Yep.
Something else on the agenda, definitely.
Got
Yes.
that right.
Definitely.
Definitely
That's my
right.
thought.
Yeah. I hear
So
you.
That's the truth.
We need you. Mass movement.
Yep.
Make that move now. We need
Yeah.
you. We need you.
we
I
need,
I
our,
can
we need our
appreciate
what?
people
that.
to back us.
Yeah, no one's ever, now that's a funny thing. How come nobody ever thought about this years ago? You've been around what, 2 years? How come nobody thought about this back when the label started falling down, when they became to watch them in the museum as they come dinosaurs? How come nobody came up with that then? You know, it's like all them poison people got poison minds. You know,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm gonna do it like that.
Right.
Oh, no.
Well, they probably have, but you know what it is. Once you start, it's always something to mess it up.
Always.
Yeah, always.
Something, someone, you know what I mean? And what I've learned since I've been, working in this industry, people tend to screw up when things are actually moving.
Yes.
When we're not doing nothing, everybody's there. When we, everybody's there. But it seems like as soon as you get the ball rolling and you can smell it, you can taste it, that's when somebody want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is,
It's unfortunate.
but it definitely is.
That is so true.
It is, and it's just kind of like my saying. What I always say is, why don't you let us get there? Let's get there, and then we can part. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's get there. Then you could go your way, I go my way, but let's get there first.
Yeah, definitely. When I was in the business, things were different because when I first started the video show, I used to produce a show called Video Flavor back in the day in the summer of 1995.
Classic show.
When Death Row came out, that's when MCA, Mary J. Blige, everybody came out at once. But I was on the ground floor, having like Drag On, DMX, all them people all in one place, 200 niggas in the hotel.
Right.
Like, what? But it was then, nobody was, they were player haters, but there was nobody really messing things up. Everything was going more smoothly.
Right.
Music was real. You had real deals. People got respect in the industry.
Right.
And, doing interviews, traveling, going to Boston, New York, going to LA, wherever I had to go to represent, it was cool. But then from like 1994 to like late after the Source Hip Hop Music Awards in Los Angeles, everything just started falling downhill. As soon as one label, two labels started, there's MCA's closed, this record. I'm like, what?
Tommy Boy,
And
Columbia.
and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened?
Right.
But I think a good portion to transition from the good old days till now, I think what plays a major role in that. Not just the labels, making a mistake, allowing artists to produce their music and distribution, but the technology, Napster. Figuring out how you can download music, because that hurts a lot of people that's selling records. You can go online and download a song on iTunes, CD Baby,
Right.
for like 99 cents.
It's so
and a
bad.
CD in a record store, that's another thing. There's no more record stores.
Yo,
Strawberries
and it's
stuff.
so bad. Yeah, they're talking about stop selling CDs. I heard Best Buy is supposed to start, and I was
Well,
Blueberry
everything's
Comics.
like digital
Digital,
now.
I know.
Yeah,
So,
everything's online.
and that's
That's
the
what's
times.
taking over.
But
So-
honestly, for me, I feel like it's better for independent though. You know what I mean? It's good and it's bad. If you already been in the industry and you've been doing your thing, it's gonna hurt you because the way you sold records before, and you got all these other ways, and people are bootlegging now and this and that. Like all of that wasn't really heavy back then. You had to actually go in the store and buy.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean?
Cassette
So
CDs.
it's like a good and a bad. For
Yeah.
the up and coming, it's definitely good. You know what I mean? So it's just the easier way to get on a platform than trying to go to a major label to even have your stuff to get sold in
And
the
there's only a
stores.
couple of labels, to be honest with you. Virgin Records is still around.
Oh, okay. Warner's around still.
Warner's
right?
still around, and Sony Music.
Is Epic around or no?
Epic is
Gone, right? They're
kinda
like,
underground.
yeah.
They just like. But I think you know what it is also. Whatever's left on the contract for whatever artist is signed to that label, they got like their deals at like 5, 10-year deals, 15-year deals. They're living off that, you know, and they make their money from that contract.
Right.
And once that contract is up, see you later.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
You know, like Missy Elliott was on Elektra, Keith Sweat, all
Yep,
those
Elektra,
artists.
that label, yeah.
Yeah, but I think they kind of finally went it because Missy. I think if I remember correctly, I think Missy just kind of finished her time with them. So
I don't think they're really searching like they used to anyways. Nowadays you kind of already have to be like self-made.
yeah,
Before they even come at you, how many views do you have? How many fans do you
Fan
have?
base.
How many
Keyword,
plays?
views,
How many?
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Not
all
record sales.
it's all about numbers now. It's
No
not even
Billboard charts.
it's not even your talent.
yeah.
It's not your talent. What are you doing already? What are you moving already?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
What are you pushing? How much weight are you pushing?
right.
There's no status. All the urban,
No.
what was it, Urban Magazine that specialized in like you had to have a playlist and all that. That's gone too.
Right.
David Lilly used to run that in Los Angeles. I used to report to them. These are the videos I'm playing. Blah blah blah. They're going out of business. Billboard, I think, is the only one that's still standing though,
Yeah, Billboard's around.
because they got their hands in other things. But all those magazines, all the record stores, anything that it was involved in music, it's just like a domino effect. Everything just went. It's like a storm hit it, destroyed
Digital.
everything. Yeah.
People are digital and they're independent.
But you guys ain't gonna have to deal with that because you seeing it now. You're trying to prepare for that, so
Yeah.
the same thing doesn't
It's
happen
the
to y'all.
times. It's the times.
It's the time.
Like I said, it's good and it's bad. So you just have to kind of figure out a way to make it work for you. You know, if that's
Exactly.
what it is and that's what's going on, you can't really change it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the times. Everything evolves. So it's like you just gotta kind of get in where you fit in and make
There
it
you
work
go.
for you.
There you go. Make it work.
So
yeah.
that's
I know
how
it's
I
not
look at
easy
that.
though. There's a
No,
lot of
it's
work
definitely
involved.
not easy.
And like you said, connecting with the right people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You're gonna do it right here in Boston. New Edition actually made it here, so
Right.
if they can do it, I know all of us
Kids on
Right.
the block.
can. Yeah, New Kids on the Block.
Right.
You know,
Donna
classic
Summers.
example. But yeah, Donna
We have
Summer.
we have a lot of people that I mean it seemed like it's not really talked about as much
Yeah, there
for
it is.
some
A
reason.
lot of it gets swept under the
but,
rug.
Right, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that actually came from here.
Yeah,
What was the rock and roll group? They made it from here?
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Yeah. I actually met Stevie Tyler. He's a real cool dude. We're sitting in a pizza shop drinking beer.
Right.
Yeah, they're down to
and
earth, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. I don't know if you guys know this or remember this, but when I first started out, my first program wasn't a program. I was shooting. Max Tower Records was open, and it was Maurice Starr and Dick Scott. And the thing what happened, there was a sidewalk that had the names of all the artists from Boston, NKOTB, New Kids on the Block, Stevie Tyler from Aerosmith. Their names was on the sidewalk, like in right on that corner from Newbury and Mass Ave. And I videotaped it, and all the names of Rick Ocasek from the Cars, Steely Dan, all those type of people. And then years later, they just started to, like they dug up the sidewalk and got rid of it. What the hell you do that for? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that took place here in Boston. They was trying to make another Hollywood Boulevard. All the stars' names on the. They were trying to do the same thing, but this was back in the '80s. Maurice Starr I was hanging out with because he's friends with the guy that got me involved, Mr. Joseph Bay, who got me involved in all of this. Anyway, he introduced me to Maurice because he's Maurice's best friend.
Oh, okay.
And I met them. The three of us went to New York. That's how I got involved in the music business because I met almost everybody in all the labels: Giant Records, Hammer's label, Jade, all them groups,
Jade,
all the promoters. And I was
those
like,
my girls.
that's how my head was blown.
Yeah.
My whole head was like, oh yeah. And I was back then. That was again. This is like late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything, and I just got certified as producer at BNN TV. So what kind of show you want to do? I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a music video show. Just from having that. But again, this is being on the ground floor. But those days were different, though.
Yeah.
People were cool. I went to Interscope Records. They welcomed me. Yo, have a seat. Have coffee. Like, what kind of videos do you want? What do you need? Like, go pick out what you. They had a library full of all these tapes. It was like, oh, Again, but those were the good old days.
Right.
What happened to that? We all know what happened, but can we ever bring that back? You know, the real music, the hospitality, you know, the like people say, getting together, meeting the right people, because I met a lot of good people. And I'm still in touch with people like Noah Giles, Interscope Records. He has his own company called ND Promotions. Deidre Gary used to work for Arista back in the day. She works at Sony Music now. But the problem is, it's not enough. We'll send you some videos, but that's not enough.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not, everything has changed now. It's just not the way, it's just, what happened to all them connections? What happened to all the people? What happened to the actual system that was set in place for people like me?
Yeah.
You know, and like us, you know,
Right.
it just doesn't work anymore. Like you said, you have to, you know,
Yeah,
move
man.
forward and just do whatever works for you. Get in where you fit in.
Right.
It's all about the money now. Like
Yep.
before, it was the love. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Everything's it's numbers, money,
Mm-hmm.
money, and not to say you can't still love it, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's just straight money.
Yeah, straight money.
That's it. There's
Straight
nothing else.
money.
There's
Money
nothing else
talks.
to-
Yep.
Half of them probably don't even like those artists that they putting on.
Yeah.
But they got a fan base. They got people that want to buy that music. Come on, let's go. This is what we doing.
Yeah.
Probably don't even listen to the music they sell.
They don't. I agree.
You know what I mean? It's
Because you
not
go online and get it, and it's like, oh, you go on the internet, CD Baby,
right.
Reverb Nation, whatever, and be like, oh, that's my song playing. It's like, you know, you used to get excited, like that movie, Five Heartbeats. They got excited. Remember that scene when they was in the bed?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the song's on the radio.
Right.
You know, not anymore. Oh,
No.
the song's on the internet. Oh,
Right.
big deal.
Right.
You know, like, what happened? I'm like,
Right.
I-
It's no longer for
that's
the
crazy.
love anymore.
That's crazy. No love. It's all about the money, like
All
you said.
about the money.
You know.
Cutthroat.
Yeah. Well, there's always been cutthroats
It's
in the
always
industry.
been. Oh yeah. It's
There's always going to be
it,
cutthroats.
It always have
but
been.
they just weren't
yeah.
so significant
Yes.
like they are now.
Yes. Yes. That's why they can't put that past them. That's why they can't get far.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cutting throat before we even get anything to cut for.
Yeah.
What you cutting pennies?
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
All that
At least
jealousy
before they
playing.
got there and then cut some throats.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even get there. I don't get it. Can we get there?
pennies.
Get there.
Can we get there?
Get there.
We're gonna cut the pennies before you
Yeah,
get
what
there.
y'all cutting?
That's crazy.
Where's the dollars at? You ain't cutting no paper. Cutting the rug. You still cutting the rug.
I guess
Man, listen.
almost out of time, but what advice would you guys give to someone who's coming up trying to get involved in this kind of entity?
Well,
What would you say? What would you
my
advise?
thing is with the new artists and stuff, especially the young ones.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, and I said this before in a LA interview, and this is my number one thing to all the young artists out there coming up and everything. Make sure you get yourself a good entertainment lawyer. Learn the business side. The money and all that stuff, it'll be there, but you need to learn the business side. Learn that contract. Make sure you get a good entertainment lawyer. Don't just get excited because money's there and you're seeing all these other videos with the youngsters with all the girls and the flashy cars. You know what I'm saying? Everything's deeper than that. You gotta learn the business side because at the end of the day, you're gonna screw yourself. You wanna learn everything early before it's too late. You don't wanna
Right.
be 10 years deep in the game and you're owing the label and
Right,
this
right.
and that. You know, you gotta focus on the business, the number one
Exactly.
thing. And
What
that's
about
my
you?
advice.
What would you say to someone who's coming up? Especially
would-
the young ladies.
The young
Yeah.
lady.
They're getting all
Yeah.
glittery and you know the deal.
Talk to them.
The
How would
young
you
ladies.
Address them.
I would definitely say just keep a level head. Make sure whatever it is that you're going for, go for it. We all know that this can be a sexist world.
Yes, yes.
And you know, you don't have to put your guard down to make it happen, because if the right person really want to work with you, they're going to respect your game, they're going to see how your mind go, and they're not even going to come at you like that. So don't think that you have to downplay yourself to get anywhere, because you really don't. There's other people who will actually take you on without you bowing down to something that you're going to regret in life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very important. Very important.
Yes.
There's a lot of
That's to the women. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
other than that, as an artist as a whole, I would definitely say, like you said, learn about the business. Make sure you get your ASCAPs caps and your BMIs.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you don't know about electronic press kits and all of this kind of
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
Bios, like this is the stuff you need to know about.
got to.
Now that's
because
back in
this
the
is-
day.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I'm glad to even hear that.
Yes,
now,
but
'cause
it's
it
still,
reminds me, okay, you
it's
had to have
still,
bio,
you
had to have
still
this,
need
this,
that though,
yeah.
because when you're presenting yourself to certain people, this is what they
They're
ask
gonna
for.
ask for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real things that you're presenting yourself to, because this is
You want a
like
job,
your,
submit
this
a
is like your
resume.
resume. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So you have to know about all of this stuff, and if you don't know, Google is our best friend nowadays. Like,
Yep.
You can Google anything.
That's true.
YouTube will actually show you how to do it, so you don't really have no excuse to why you don't know something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So definitely do your homework and stay on the business side. Would be
Oh
my-
yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. You're watching Entertainment Update. I'm Andre Hollywood Evans. I want to thank special guest Mr. Guy Legacy and Pretty Poison for taking the time out being with us today to educate y'all on how the music works and just the business side, most importantly. And if you any information you guys want to inquire about, make sure you log on to our website at thebeantv.com. Once again, that's thebeantv.com. We'll see you again, hopefully next near future. And keep hope alive. God bless. We'll see you again soon.